She thought her sister was gone forever, until she saw her locked in a mansion, frozen in wax. No one believed her. Not the police, not the detectives. But Jenna knew the truth. Her sister and other missing women were part of a collection no one should have had inside Dr. Lang's art collection. DNA later confirmed her worst fear. They weren't wax. They were human bodies. And the man who did this? A billionaire living freely while justice waited. How do you stop someone who's untouchable? Let me tell you how. Newark, New Jersey, June 7th. Jenna Brooks was dusting the guest bedroom. It was her first week as a maid at Dr. Thomas Lang's mansion. Her elbow nudged one of his wax figures. The figure was life-size. It was a woman in a white nursing uniform. It had dark hair. It had unnervingly realistic features. When Jenna's elbow hit it, the arm broke off. It landed with a soft thud on the carpet. She froze. Something white and solid peeked out from the broken wax. It wasn't plaster. It wasn't resin. It was organic. Her hands started shaking. What she was about to discover would shatter everything she thought she knew about this mansion. She knelt down. She picked up the arm. She inspected the break. Scraping at the wax with her fingernail, flakes fell away. Beneath, the surface was cold and leathery, and there, unmistakable, a tattoo. A small butterfly with blue and purple wings. That same tattoo her sister had. Jenna dropped the arm. Her vision blurred. Her chest tightened. She looked up at the figure's face, the mole on the left cheek, the gap between the front teeth, the exact curl of the hair. Could it really be her sister Ava, missing for years, trapped inside this mansion? She had to know, but every second she lingered, she risked alerting Dr. Lang. Before we continue, I want to say thank you for taking the time to hear my story. If you're comfortable, comment where you're listening from and the time where you are. Now, let's go on. April 3rd, Ava Brooks vanished. She was 24, a nursing student at Mercy General University. She left campus on a Thursday evening. She never came back. No witnesses, no footage, no phone signal. Police searched. Weeks passed. Then months. Nothing. After 6 months, the case went cold. But Jenna didn't. For years, she searched. Flyers on light poles, calls to hospitals, checks at morgues, again and again. What kind of person never stops looking? Now she was on her knees on the carpet of a billionaire's guest bedroom, staring at a face sealed in wax. Her sister's face. Perfect. Still. Her hands trembled as she held the broken arm. Then she saw it. The butterfly tattoo. Ava got it when she was 19. Jenna remembered helping her hide that tattoo from their mother that night. Her chest tightened. This wasn't a sculpture. This was Ava. How long had she been here? Footsteps downstairs. The front door opened. Dr. Lang was home. Jenna tried to stand. Her legs failed. She tried to speak. No sound. The footsteps climbed. Slow, measured, unhurried. One step, then another. Why was he walking so calmly? They stopped at the bedroom door. It opened. Dr. Thomas Lang stood there. Silver hair, expensive suit, blue eyes that showed nothing. His gaze moved slowly. Jenna on the floor, the broken arm in her hands, the wax figure with the missing limb. No reaction. No shock. "You broke my art," he said. Quietly. Jenna's voice finally came back. Barely. That's my sister." He just looked at Ava, and then back at Jenna. And whatever he was about to say next would finally explain what really happened after April 3rd. Most people will scroll away and forget this ever happened. But not you. You have stayed, so please subscribe because some mind-blowing stories are coming your way." Lang was silent, just for a second. Then he stepped into the room. He bent down, picked up the broken arm, turned it slowly in his hands, studied the cracked wax, the exposed structure, the butterfly tattoo. What does a man look for when he's deciding if a secret is still safe? "I see," he said. He looked at Jenna. "You're fired. Get out." "That's my sister," Jenna said. Her voice was rising now, breaking through fear, through shock. "That's Ava. She's been missing for years." "That's a wax figure," Lang replied calmly. "Custom made. Very expensive. And you destroyed it." "It's not wax," Jenna shouted. "I saw what's inside. There's her tattoo. If it isn't wax, then why is he still so calm?" "You're hysterical," he said. He pulled out his phone. "I'm calling the police." "Yes," Jenna snapped. "Call them. They need to see this." The same butterfly tattoo Jenna once hid with her own hands was now sitting in the open. Undeniable. Dr. Lang dialed. Put the phone to his ear. "Yes, hello. I need to report a trespassing and destruction of property at 1174 Greenway Avenue. A former employee has broken into my home and destroyed valuable art." He paused. "Yes. I'll wait for officers. Thank you." He ended the call, and as the line went dead, Jenna realized he wasn't afraid of the police, which meant whatever was inside that room had already been hidden before they ever arrived. "You have two options," Lang said. "Leave now. I won't press charges, or stay, and I'll have you arrested for breaking and entering, theft, and destruction of property." "Theft?" "I didn't take anything," Jenna shot back. "The cleaning supplies," he said calmly. "You were fired this morning. The email went out before you arrived. You used my key to enter. That's illegal. You took cleaning supplies from my house. That's theft. And you destroyed a $12,000 art piece. That's felony destruction of property. How far would you go to save someone when every law is against you?" Jenna froze. "You never sent me any email." "Yes, I did. Check your phone," Lang replied. Her hands trembled. She unlocked her phone. There it was, an email from Elite Cleaning Services. Time 8:49 a.m. Message: your assignment at the Lang residence is terminated. Return the key immediately. Do not go to the property. Sent 10 minutes before she arrived. Could he really manipulate the timing? Or was she already trapped? "You fabricated this," Jenna accused. "You just sent it now." "Prove it," Lang said, expression unreadable. They held each other's gaze. Neither flinched. The air felt heavy, like waiting for a storm to break. "Get out of my house," he said finally. "Now, or I'll call the authorities." Jenna's eyes flicked to Ava, her sister's waxed face. "I'm going to the police," she said, voice trembling but firm. "Go ahead," Lang said. "Say whatever you want. But it'll be you in handcuffs, not me." Jenna realized in that instant that the law might be powerless against him. Leaving the room wasn't the answer. The real fight was just beginning, and she didn't know who would survive it. Jenna pushed herself up. Her legs wobbled under her weight. She walked past Lang, down the stairs, out the front door. Halfway down the driveway, she collapsed. The grass was damp beneath her hands. She vomited into the bushes. How do you stand when the world itself feels like it's collapsing? Sirens wailed in the distance. Minutes later, 2 police officers arrived. They found her sitting on the curb, crying, exhausted. We received a call about trespassing," one officer said. "That's not me," Jenna said, wiping tears from her face. "I'm an employee. I was working. I found something inside. You need to see it." The officers exchanged a glance. Could she really convince them before he spun the story? "What did you find?" the second officer asked. Jenna's voice shook. "A body. My sister's body. It's one of his wax figures. They're not wax. They're Real. The first officer sighed. Ma'am, have you been drinking? No, I swear. Go inside. Look for yourself. There's a broken arm. You can see inside it. Lang stepped outside. He walked slowly down the driveway, tired, disappointed. Officers, thank you for coming, he said. I'm Dr. Thomas Lang. This woman was my housekeeper. I terminated her employment this morning. She came anyway, destroyed one of my art pieces. I want her removed from my property. She claims she found a body, the first officer said, voice low. Lang shook his head slowly, almost mournfully. I collect custom wax figures, he explained. She broke one. I don't want to escalate this, I just want her gone. Can a lie sound so calm it convinces everyone? Can we see the figure? The second officer asked, eyebrows raised. Of course, Lang replied, voice steady. Jenna followed the officers inside. Upstairs, the guest bedroom was empty. The broken arm, gone. The figure, gone. Everything she had seen was gone, leaving only the furniture. How could it vanish so fast? Where is it? She demanded. It was right here. The arm. The figure. I moved it, Lang said smoothly. After the damage, I transferred it to my private restoration room. I couldn't risk further harm. Can we see it? The first officer asked, suspicion creeping in. It's in my study, Lang said firmly. Locked. It's extremely valuable. I prefer fewer hands on it. The officer turned to Jenna. Did you break it? Yes, but that... All we need to know, ma'am, you must leave now. Otherwise, we'll arrest you for trespassing. What would you do if the law turned against the truth? It's my sister, Jenna shouted, voice cracking. Ava Brooks. She disappeared in 2017. Check the records. She's missing. The officers exchanged uneasy glances. They looked to Lang. I purchased the figure years ago, he said calmly, from a Philadelphia artist. Receipts. Certificates of authenticity. It's commissioned work. Can you provide those documents? Asked one officer. Of course, Lang said. They're in my study. Give me a moment. He turned and went downstairs. The officers stayed by Jenna. The butterfly tattoo, still intact on the arm she had seen, was the only proof anyone could believe, and it was hidden from view. Do you have any proof this figure is your sister? The first officer asked. The face, it was her. And the tattoo, the butterfly on her arm, a tattoo on a wax figure? It's not wax, Jenna snapped, her hands trembling, and in that instant, Jenna knew if the officers left without seeing the evidence, Ava could vanish again, permanently. She had to act fast, before Lang locked the truth away forever. The officers exchanged doubtful looks. Lang returned, holding a thick folder. He handed it to the first officer, inside invoices, certificates, photos, an invoice from Robert Vance, Philadelphia, 2016. Purchase price $12,000. Custom wax figure, female nursing uniform. Certificates of authenticity. Photos of the artist's studio. A signed letter from the artist confirming the sale. The officer showed the folder to Jenna. This says he bought it in 2016, the officer said. He's lying, Jenna spat. He forged it. He made those papers. Could all her evidence be erased with a few pieces of paper? Ma'am, calm down, the first officer said. I'm not leaving, Jenna snapped. DNA tested. You'll see. It's her. My sister. The second officer turned to Lang. Sir, can we inspect the figure? Lang paused, considering. Finally, he nodded. Fine. Carefully. It's fragile. They followed him to the study. Lang unlocked the door. Bookshelves lined the walls. A large desk dominated the center. In the corner, a white sheet hid a figure. Lang pulled it away. The nurse figure stood pristine, both arms intact, smooth surface, no tattoo. Jenna's stomach dropped. No, that's not. The arm was broken. I saw inside it. It was damaged, Lang said lightly. I repaired it. Restoration supplies are here. The officer stepped closer, tapped the arm. It sounded hollow, like plaster or resin. Looks like wax to me, he said. Could something so convincing be hiding the truth? The butterfly tattoo, what she had seen with her own eyes, was nowhere to be found. Jenna's heart pounded. The figure looked perfect, but she knew the truth had to be inside somewhere. If she couldn't prove it now, Lang could erase all evidence before anyone else knew what really happened. "It's not!" Jenna shouted, grabbing the figure's arm. She yanked, trying to expose what she knew was inside. The officers grabbed her. "Ma'am, stop! Let me go! You have to see it!" she cried. They hauled her out of the study, down the stairs, and out of the house. What do you do when the truth is right in front of everyone? But no one believes you. "You're not welcome here," the first officer said, stern. "If you return, you'll be arrested. Understand?" Jenna collapsed on the sidewalk, sobbing. "Please, DNA. You'll see, it's her. We don't waste resources on guesses," the officer said. "Go home." The police car pulled away. Jenna stood, frozen, staring at the house. Through the upstairs window, Lang watched her. The curtain slid closed. Could she make anyone believe what she'd seen before he erased it completely? Determined, she went straight to the police station. Up the steps, through the front doors. She asked to see a detective. Hours passed. Finally, a detective appeared. Detective Lauren Knight, late 42nds. Tired eyes, a presence that had seen too much. "You hear about a missing person?" Knight asked. "Yes," Jenna said, voice breaking. "My sister, Ava Brooks. She disappeared in 2017. I found her today. She's in Dr. Thomas Lang's house." He turned her into a display. Knight blinked. Her face stayed calm, neutral. "You found your sister, missing for years, in someone's house, as a wax figure?" The tattoo she had seen, the only proof of life, was still inside the house, unseen by anyone else. Jenna realized the detective might not believe her, and if Knight didn't, then who could stop Lang? Every second she waited to convince them was a second Lang could hide the truth forever. "I know it sounds impossible," Jenna said, her voice tight, "but I saw her face, her eyes, and the tattoo, a butterfly on her left shoulder. Ava had that tattoo." Knight leaned against her desk, calm but watchful. "On the figure, you mean?" "Yes. I removed some of the wax. It was there. Do you have photographs?" Jenna shook her head. "It all happened too quickly. I broke the arm accidentally. Then he came back. He repaired it before the police arrived. So, no proof?" Knight asked softly. "No proof," Jenna admitted, voice shaking. "But you can issue a warrant, test the figure. DNA. You'll see, it's her." Knight let out a long sigh. "I can't authorize a warrant based solely on your claim that a wax figure resembles your sister. I need hard evidence. What do you do when the proof vanishes before anyone sees it?" "The tattoo," Jenna cried. "It's proof. You can see it." Knight's gaze stayed steady. "You said he repaired the arm." "The tattoo isn't visible anymore. He covered it up. Or maybe you think I imagined it." Jenna's words rushed out, urgent and raw. "You don't believe me? I believe you believe," Knight said carefully. But the officers at the scene saw nothing unusual. Lang presented documents showing he purchased the figure legally. "And you were recently fired. Do you see how this appears, a personal vendetta? How do you prove the impossible when everyone assumes the worst?" "I don't care how it looks," Jenna said, her voice trembling. "My sister is in that house. Someone has to act." "I'll pull up Ava Brooks's file," Knight said, leaning back in her chair. "I'll check everything thoroughly. If there's any hint linking her disappearance to Dr. Lang, I'll pursue it. But without evidence, my hands are tied. When the truth hides behind paperwork, what can you do? He owns dozens of those figures, Jenna said, voice shaking. What if they're all people? Real people? That's a grave accusation, Knight replied, calm but firm. Then investigate it. Jenna snapped, frustration spilling over. Knight stood, gathering her coat. I will, but you must stay away from Lang's property. One more visit, and you'll be arrested. Do you understand? Jenna's chest tightened. She wanted to scream, but she only nodded. How do you fight for someone no one else believes exists? She left the station, slumped in her car, cried until her eyes burned. Then, pulling out her phone, she began digging. If the police wouldn't act, she would take matters into her own hands. Night dragged on, sleep impossible. She lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Every time her eyes closed, Ava appeared, frozen in wax, the tiny mole, the gap in her teeth, years of searching, years of hope. And now, she had found her. But no one believed her. At 3 a.m. she rose, sat at her desk, powered on her computer. She researched Dr. Thomas Lang, 67 years old, founder, former CEO of Lang Pharmaceuticals, retired 3 years ago, net worth roughly $70 million, philanthropy, medical research, and art preservation. Art preservation. The obsession that had concealed her sister for years, if his passion masked horrors. Jenna knew she couldn't wait for the police to act. Jenna didn't stop. She scoured the internet, searching for anything on Lang's wax collection. Articles, magazine features, photos. Years of obsessive collecting. Each figure described as uncannily lifelike and pushing the boundaries of wax sculpture. One 2015 article caught her eye. 5 figures pictured. She studied them. Faces, posture, details. One stood out. A woman in a red dress, dark skin, short hair, high cheekbones. Something about her felt familiar. Could he have done this to others before her sister? Jenna cross-checked missing persons databases. Newark, black women. Disappeared between 2010 and 2016. She found her. Tiana Matthews, 2013, 27 years old, last seen leaving work at Mercy General Hospital. A nurse. Jenna's hands trembled. She printed Tiana's photo. She printed the wax figure from the article. Side by side, same cheekbones, same nose, same tiny scar on the forehead. How many more could there be? 2 hours later, she had more matches. Camila Torres, disappeared 2011, nursing student. Figure by Lang's fireplace. Morgan Lee, 2014, Mercy General nursing student. Figure in Tamasian dress. Hannah Clark, 2012, nursing student. Figure reading a book. All nurses, all from Newark, all vanished. All now part of Lang's collection. Jenna organized everything. Printed photos, missing person reports, articles, a folder that could expose him. By 8 a.m., she was back at the police station. Detective Knight wasn't there yet. Jenna sat in her car, heart hammering. The butterfly tattoo, Ava's proof, it was just the beginning. At 8:18, Knight arrived. Jenna grabbed her folder, stepped out, and approached. Could this mountain of evidence finally convince the detective, or would Lang's wealth and influence keep him untouchable? "Detective, you have to see this," Jenna said, voice trembling, holding the folder tight. Knight rubbed her temples. Exhausted. "Miss Brooks, we've already discussed this. I found 4 more," Jenna said, urgency rising. 4 women. Missing. All nurses, all from Newark. And all in his house. She thrust the folder toward Knight. The detective flipped it open. Photos. Missing persons reports. She studied them carefully. Her expression shifted, subtle but noticeable. "How did you find these?" Knight asked quietly. "I compared his wax figures from articles to the missing persons databases," Jenna said, breathless. Knight paused, scanning the folder again. "This is circumstantial," she said finally. The faces look similar, but that's not proof. Jenna's hands clenched. It's 4 women, all missing, all nurses, all in his house, all resembling his figures. That's not the same as saying they are his figures, Knight replied, calm but firm. Then get a warrant. DNA. Test them. I can't issue a warrant based on visual similarity alone. When the law demands proof you don't have, what choice remains? Why not? Jenna shouted. Judges require probable cause. They look alike isn't enough. Jenna's stomach twisted. So what am I supposed to do? Keep searching, Knight said, softening slightly. If you find a direct connection. He knew them, worked with them, was seen with them. Then I can act. He killed them. He turned them into art, Jenna spat, voice breaking. Prove it, Knight said. Bring me proof. Until then, my hands are tied. She turned and walked into the station, leaving Jenna standing alone in the parking lot. The butterfly tattoo. Ava. The others. All waiting for recognition. The folder in Jenna's hands felt heavier than ever. Proof existed, but it wasn't enough yet. Every second Knight delayed was another second Lang could erase evidence, and Jenna knew she couldn't wait. For days, Jenna didn't go home. Her car became her bed, her office, her safe place. Every waking hour was spent digging, researching, piecing together Lang's collection and the missing women. She reached out to families. Most didn't respond. 2 did. Tiana Matthews's mother was one of them. 56, West Newark. She welcomed Jenna into a modest living room, walls covered with photos of Tiana. Tiana disappeared 9 years ago, Mrs. Matthews said, her voice low, trembling. She worked nights at Mercy General. Left at midnight, never came home. Police investigated for months, then gave up. Jenna's hands shook. Did she know Dr. Thomas Lang? I don't know, Mrs. Matthews admitted. She worked in the hospital pharmacy. Might have met pharmaceutical reps. Why? Jenna handed her a photo of the figure in the red dress. Does this look like Tiana to you? Mrs. Matthews stared. Her hand flew to her mouth. Oh my God, that's in Dr. Lang's house. He calls it a wax figure, Jenna said, urgency in her voice. But I think it's Tiana. That's her face, that scar. She got it falling off a bike when she was 7. Mrs. Matthews's eyes welled up. Jenna leaned forward. I need you to go to the police. Tell them you believe that's your daughter. Her voice barely above a whisper, Mrs. Matthews asked, Will they listen? Jenna swallowed hard. I don't know. But we have to try. How do you make the law see what their eyes refuse to believe? Tiana's scar, the same kind of proof Ava had, now mirrored in another victim, pattern emerging. Jenna knew that convincing one mother was only the first step. If the police ignored them, Lang would remain untouchable. Every hour they hesitated was another hour for Lang to cover his tracks. The next day, Mrs. Matthews went to the police. Detective Knight took her statement, reviewed the photos, nodded, promised to investigate, but nothing happened. Jenna didn't give up. She reached out to the second family, Camila Torres's father. He lived in Silver Spring. He agreed to meet. Camila disappeared 11 years ago, Mr. Torres said, voice thick with accent and grief. She was 21, nursing student. Said she was going to the library. Never came home. Did she know Dr. Thomas Lang? Jenna asked. I don't think so. Why? Jenna handed him the photo of the figure by the fireplace. Does this look like Camila? Mr. Torres's face drained of color. He stood, legs shaking, and approached the image. His fingers trembled as they touched the photo. This is Camila, my daughter. Where did you take this? It's in Dr. Lang's house, Jenna said, voice tight. He says it's art, but that's Camila. I know her face. I need you to go to the police, Jenna urged. Yes. I'll go today, he said, determination in his eyes. He arrived at the station, photos in hand, presented them to Detective Knight. demanded an investigation. Knight listened, took his statement, promised to look into it. Days passed. Nothing changed. When authorities refuse to act, how far do you go to expose the truth? First Tiana, now Camila, another nursing student, another figure. Lang's pattern was clear. With each passing day, Lang's trail grew colder. Jenna realized she couldn't wait for the police to move. If she didn't act, more of his secrets could vanish forever. 1 week after finding Ava, Jenna's phone rang. Unknown number. "Miss Brooks, this is Jonathan Weir," the voice said, smooth and clipped. "I represent Dr. Thomas Lang." Jenna's stomach sank. "What do you want?" "We are filing a lawsuit against you," he continued. "Breach of contract. Violation of your non-disclosure agreement. Harassment. You signed a confidentiality agreement when hired. Now you're contacting families of missing persons and discussing private property in Dr. Lang's residence. This violates your contract." Jenna gritted her teeth. "His art, it's made from real people." "That statement is defamatory," the lawyer said calmly, "and it discloses private information you are contractually forbidden to share. Dr. Lang purchased his collection legally. Your claims are malicious." "I know what I saw," Jenna said, voice shaking but firm. "You were fired for destroying property. Now you're conducting harassment. Cease all contact with Dr. Lang immediately. Stop contacting anyone about his collection. Failing that, we will seek a restraining order and pursue damages for every NDA violation." The line went dead. Jenna sat in her car, trembling. He was coming for her. Wealth, lawyers, intimidation. She dialed Detective Knight, left a hurried voicemail. "He's suing me, trying to silence me. You need to investigate him. Please, silence. No call back." How do you fight a monster who hides behind money, power, and the law? 2 days later, Jenna lost her apartment. The eviction notice had become final. She couldn't pay rent. Her daughter stayed with her mother. Jenna moved into a women's shelter on Maple Street. She shared a small room with 3 other women. Her entire life fit into 2 trash bags. How do you keep fighting when you have nothing left? Even there, she didn't stop. She kept digging, searching for more matches, more missing women who resembled Lang's wax figures. Brittany Foster, disappeared 2016. Figure in a yellow dress. Morgan Lee, 2014. Figure in the garden. Amara Jackson, 2018. Figure, reading a book, all nursing students, all from Newark, all in Lang's home. She compiled everything. A 64-page dossier, photos, missing person reports, timelines, titled "The Lang Collection Evidence of Serial Murder." She sent it everywhere. Detective Knight, the FBI, the mayor's office, local news stations. No one responded. The butterfly tattoo, Tiana, Camila. Every clue still ignored. 3 weeks after finding Ava, her phone rang. "MS Brooks, I need you to come to the station," Detective Knight said. "Did you read my document?" Jenna asked. Hope and exhaustion mingling. "Just come in, please," Knight replied. After weeks of silence, could this finally be the breakthrough? Or was it another delay in a system determined to ignore her? Every step toward the station felt like walking into the eye of a storm. Jenna entered the station. Detective Knight was waiting. Another officer, Detective David Foster, homicide, stood beside her. They led her into an interview room. "We've been reviewing Dr. Lang," Knight began. Her tone measured. "We've gone through your evidence, spoken to the families, and consulted legal." Jenna's heart raced. "And we are pursuing a warrant to search his property and test his collection," Knight continued. Jenna felt tears prick her eyes. "You believe me?" Foster leaned forward, voice calm but deliberate. "There's enough circumstantial evidence to justify an investigation, but this is complicated. Lang has money. lawyers, and he's already suing you. We have to be absolutely certain before taking action." Jenna's hands shook. "How long will the warrant take? Could be days, maybe weeks. The judge has to review everything." Her stomach twisted. Weeks? The bodies could still be in his house right now. Knight met her gaze. "We're moving as fast as we can. But for now, stay away from him. No contact, no more research. Let us handle this. I can't just—" "Yes, you can," Foster interrupted. "Firm. You've done your part. You brought this to us. Now it's our turn to act." Jenna wanted to argue, to insist on going with them, but she only nodded. Relief mixed with fear. At last someone believed her. But would it matter? 11 long days crawled by. She stayed in the shelter, sleeping little, checking her phone obsessively. Then, on May 16th, it rang. "We have the warrant," Knight said. "It's being executed today. Stay close to your phone." At 3:00 p.m., police vehicles rolled onto Greenway Avenue. 10 officers, a forensic team. Knight and Detective Foster approached Lang's house. They knocked. Lang opened the door, composed and smiling. "Can I help you?" Knight handed him the warrant. "We're authorized to search your home and collect samples from your art collection." Lang read it leisurely, smile unchanged. "Of course, I have nothing to hide. Come in." He led them through each room, pointing out the figures. The forensic team documented everything, photographed, carefully collected samples, scraping surfaces for biological traces. "You're wasting your time," Lang said smoothly. "These are mere wax sculptures." "We'll see about that," Foster said, his tone sharp. Could a sculpture really mask what lay beneath? Ava, Tiana, Camila, the missing faces now under scrutiny. Jenna's breath caught as the team worked. Every moment could reveal horrors she'd feared, or give Lang a chance to hide them. The search took hours. Jenna stood outside, pacing on the sidewalk, her hands trembling. Every knock and scrape from inside made her stomach twist. Could Lang really be hiding what she feared? Inside, the forensic team cataloged the figures, photographed each one, took careful samples. Jenna's eyes kept drifting to Tiana's figure in the red dress. She shivered. How many more faces like this were trapped in that house? Boxes of Lang's study files were carried out one by one. Knight moved steadily between them, checking notes, making sure nothing was missed. Lang watched from the doorway, calm and collected, his faint smile making him seem untouchable. Could someone with his wealth and influence really be stopped? When the work was done, Knight turned to Lang. "We'll be in touch with the results. I look forward to clearing my name," Lang replied. Smooth as ever, they left the property. That evening, Jenna's phone rang. "Knight here. The samples are at the lab. DNA testing will take time, 4 to 6 weeks minimum." Jenna tightened her grip on the phone. "Thank you for believing me. Don't thank me yet." "Let's see what the tests reveal," Knight said. Jenna sank into the seat of her car. She stared at the ceiling. Weeks stretched ahead. Every second felt like a countdown. Could the lab finally reveal the truth, or would Lang slip through the cracks once again? Every hour she waited was another hour the women might still be trapped inside that house. Would DNA confirm her worst fears, or leave her powerless? 6 weeks later, on July 2nd, Jenna's phone rang at 9:00 a.m. Detective Knight's voice came through, steady but tense. "We have the results. You were right. These figures, they're real people." Jenna froze. Her chest tightened. Her hands shook. Could it really be true? "We're moving to arrest Dr. Lang today," Knight continued. "We've identified 5 of the victims so far through DNA matches. Ava is confirmed." "I'm so sorry. 5? What about the others?" Jenna asked, her voice trembling. "It's a process. Some samples are degraded. Others have no family matches yet. But we have Ava confirmed. Jenna gripped the phone like it was a lifeline. Can I see her? Once the forensic examination is complete and the remains are released to the family, yes, Knight said. When? Could be months. The case is complex. Every step must be documented properly. Jenna exhaled shakily. She stared out the window. Could Lang have truly been hiding this many people for years right under everyone's noses? Thank you for believing me, she whispered. Knight hesitated, then spoke softly. I owe you an apology. We should have trusted you from the beginning. You did everything right. I'm sorry it took so long. Just make sure he goes to prison, Jenna said firmly. We will, I promise. Jenna's fight wasn't over. There were still other victims to identify, unanswered questions to solve, the full extent of Lang's crimes to uncover. Every result, every piece of evidence could either seal his fate or leave a chance for him to slip through the system again. Would justice finally reach him, or would he escape one last time? The arrest came at 3:45 in the afternoon. Detective Knight and Detective Foster arrived at Lang's house with 4 uniformed officers. Jenna waited down the street. Her heart hammered. Could this finally be the moment justice caught up with him? Lang opened the door, calm, smiling, as if nothing had changed. Back again? He asked, his voice smooth, almost amused. Dr. Thomas Lang, you're under arrest for the murder of Ava Brooks, Tiana Matthews, Camila Torres, and others, Knight said. You have the right to remain silent. Ava, Tiana, Camila. Lang's smile faltered. This is absurd. I've done nothing wrong. Turn around. Hands behind your back. He complied without resistance. Officers cuffed him. They led him to the waiting police car. News crews swarmed the street. Cameras flashed. Microphones shoved forward. Reporters shouted questions. Lang said nothing. He slid into the car, eyes cold, unreadable. The car drove him to the station. Bail was set at $10 million. Within hours, he posted it. He returned home. The calm, untouchable man was free once again. Jenna's stomach twisted as she watched. Could money and power still shield him, even with the evidence mounting? The news spread like wildfire. Pharmaceutical billionaire arrested in House of Horrors. 8 victims discovered in his wax collection. Newark's most terrifying serial killer. Jenna knew this wasn't over. The victims still needed justice. The other figures still needed identification. Lang's true reach had yet to be uncovered. How far would Lang go to protect himself now that the world was watching? Could anyone stop him before more lives were claimed? By the time the world finally learned Jenna's name, she had already lost everything. But would this attention save her or expose her even more? Jenna followed the news from a battered couch inside the shelter. Her phone barely rested for a second. Reporters, talk shows, documentary producers, everyone suddenly wanted her voice. She turned them all down, until one quiet request came through. A true crime podcast producer. Someone who promised to tell the story of her investigation exactly as it happened, without twisting it for spectacle. After days of hesitation, she agreed. 6 weeks later, the episode dropped. 2 million people listened. Overnight, Jenna's name spread across social media. Her face, her voice, her fight. For the first time, strangers knew what she had risked and what she had lost. The same voices that once dismissed Ava as just another missing girl were now praising the woman who refused to let her disappear. Soon after, messages began to arrive from the families she never thought she'd reach. Tiana Matthews's mother, Camila Torres's father, Hannah Clark's sister, Morgan Lee's brother. One by one they asked to meet her, not as strangers, but as people stitched together by the same wound. They formed a group, named it Families United for Justice, At their first press conference, Tiana's mother stood trembling at the podium. "For years, we were told our daughters simply vanished," she said. "We blamed ourselves. We thought they left us behind. But they didn't. They were taken from us." Her voice cracked as she gestured toward the back of the room. "This woman never stopped looking. She brought our daughters home." Tears streamed down Jenna's face. She stood unseen behind the cameras. This moment was why she kept going when everyone told her to stop. But even as applause filled the room, a new shadow was already forming. If the truth was finally public, why did it feel like the real fight hadn't even started yet? Behind closed doors, Dr. Thomas Lang was assembling his defense. He didn't choose just any lawyers. He hired the best in the country. And leading them was John Beck, a defense attorney known for doing the unthinkable, walking the wealthy straight out of prison. Public opinion had finally turned in Jenna's favor, but the courtroom had not yet spoken. And with John Beck now standing between her and justice, Jenna felt something terrifying settle in her chest. The war she survived was only the beginning. The trial clock was ticking toward March, but Lang was still sleeping in his own bed. The preliminary hearing landed in October of 2021. Inside the courtroom, John Beck moved with calm precision. He told the judge that none of the bodies were stolen, kidnapped, or hidden illegally. According to him, every preserved body had been purchased through licensed medical vendors and morgue distributors. He laid stacks of paperwork across the table: purchase orders, certifications, supply chain records. "My client is a collector," Beck said smoothly. "These remains were acquired through legal anatomical channels and transformed into commissioned art. Museums display human remains every day. This is no different." The prosecutor stood immediately. He said those women were not anonymous cadavers. They were missing people with families who searched for them for years. These victims never consented to donation. They vanished, and they were found preserved in his home. The judge took hours reviewing the arguments. By the end of the day, the ruling came down. The case was headed to trial, March 2022. Even after everything the DNA proved, Lang still walked free. Just like the first night, Jenna stood on that sidewalk watching his curtains close. Dr. Lang remained out on bail. While the court calendar crawled forward, Jenna tried to put a life back together from what was left. She picked up a part-time job at a grocery store. Minimum wage, long shifts. It barely kept food on the table. She still slept at the shelter. She still hadn't brought her daughter home. And the lawsuit hanging over her never went away. But it had changed. His lawyers quietly dropped the defamation claim. The DNA made that impossible to maintain. Instead, they pivoted. Now they were suing her for breach of contract. They argued that by speaking out, she violated her NDA and caused financial damage by exposing Lang's private assets before a conviction. They wanted $2 million. How does someone who barely earns enough to survive fight a lawsuit built to destroy her? It was a technical attack, a paper-based ambush, and it was working. Every letter from his attorneys felt like another eviction notice waiting to happen. The criminal trial was finally locked in, but a second war was already squeezing her from the shadows. And as March crept closer, Jenna was forced to face a terrifying truth. Even if Lang lost in court, she could still lose everything. While Lang's lawyers multiplied, Jenna stood alone at the table. Jenna couldn't afford an attorney, so she became her own. She filed her own responses, walked into hearings by herself, tried to keep up as legal documents stacked higher than she could read them. Lang's team flooded her with discovery demands, depositions, procedural traps. It wasn't just a lawsuit anymore. It was exhaustion by design. Meanwhile, the criminal case kept slipping through time. March arrived, then passed. Motion after motion dragged the trial backward. Suppress this, dismiss that, change venue. Most were denied. But every ruling cost weeks. The new date landed in September 2022. Then that vanished too. January 2023. The same power that once erased Ava was now stalling justice, paper by paper. Jenna's life froze in place. She couldn't rebuild, couldn't breathe forward, couldn't heal while the man who murdered her sister still woke up inside his mansion like nothing had happened. Then November came. The medical examiner finally released what remained of Ava. The funeral was small, family only. A few of Ava's old nursing school friends. The casket stayed closed. There wasn't enough left for viewing. The pastor spoke about the girl Ava used to be, the nurse she wanted to become, the way she laughed too loud, loved too hard. Jenna didn't lift her head once. She cried throughout. They buried Ava at Silver Spring Cemetery, Section B. After everyone left, Jenna stayed behind. She pressed her palm to the fresh headstone. How do you say goodbye when justice is still running from you? The earth had closed over Ava, but Lang still walked free. And as January approached, Jenna realized the trial wouldn't just decide his fate. It would decide whether her entire fight had meant anything at all. The grave was quiet, but the war for Ava was just beginning. Ava Rose Brooks, March 3, 1993, March 5, 2017. Beloved daughter and sister, gone too soon but never forgotten. Jenna knelt in front of the headstone, the cold stone biting into her palm. I found you, Jazz, she whispered. I didn't stop, not for one day. She stayed there until her legs went numb, until her tears dried into silence. When she finally stood, there was no peace in her chest, only pressure. The kind that meant the fight wasn't finished yet. The trial was coming. 2 years after the discovery, the courtroom doors finally opened. March 13, 2023. The room overflowed with bodies and breath. News cameras packed the back rows. Families filled the benches. Uniformed officers lined the walls. At the defense table, Dr. Lang sat wrapped in a tailored suit. Thinner now, paler, but still composed. John Beck leaned beside him, already reading notes like this was just another contract negotiation. Across the aisle stood Linda Reynolds. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. Over the coming weeks, she told the jury, you will see proof that Dr. Thomas Lang hunted young women for years, that he murdered them, preserved them, and arranged their bodies like decorations inside his home. The first images hit the screen, smiles, graduation photos, family selfies, then the matching figures, frozen, lifeless, silent. The jury recoiled. These women had futures, Reynolds said. They studied to heal people, to save lives, and he erased them. When he was exposed, he claimed legality, claimed paperwork, claimed permissions that never existed. She turned slowly toward Lang, because while their families searched, prayed, and waited, their daughters were standing in his house the entire time. For years, the world called Jenna delusional. Now the truth was speaking for her. How do you sit 5 feet from the man who turned your sister into a display and stay silent? The jury had finally seen what the house had hidden. Beck didn't deny the bodies. He just rebranded them. Reynolds returned to her seat. John Beck rose slowly. He buttoned his jacket. He faced the jury like a lecturer stepping into a quiet hall. His voice was calm, warm, almost reassuring. My client is 67 years old, he said. A doctor, a philanthropist, a man who spent his entire life around medicine. His interest in the human form is academic, clinical, artistic. He began placing documents on the screen. Purchase record, specimen certifications, acquisition logs. Yes, Dr. Lang owned preserved human remains, Beck continued, but he acquired them through legal channels, medical suppliers, anatomical dealers, estate transactions. Every piece documented, every transaction traceable. Then his tone shifted. The state wants you to believe he hunted and murdered these women. But belief is not proof. There are no eyewitnesses, no confessions, no fingerprints at crime scenes, no DNA tying him to a single abduction. He let that settle. These women were missing. Dr. Lang owned preserved bodies. The prosecution assumes the two must be connected, but assumption is not evidence. And when this trial is over, you will see that Dr. Thomas Lang is not a monster. He is an innocent man surrounded by tragedy. Beck sat down, and the real battle began. For weeks, the prosecution built their case piece by piece. The lab analysts took the stand. They explained how wax coatings preserve organic tissue, how DNA survives inside sealed layers, how every single figure matched a missing person. The medical examiners followed. They described incision patterns, preservation methods, the timeline between disappearance and preservation. Then the families, mother after mother, father after father, each one telling the same story. Last phone call, last message, last promise to come home. A timeline stretched across the courtroom wall. 10 years, one city, one pattern. How do you explain away 10 years of disappearances that all lead to one front door? And finally, photos of the house. Every room, every figure, every silent witness standing exactly where Jenna first saw Ava. The evidence kept tightening, but the defense hadn't struck back yet. And when John Beck finally stood to cross-examine the families, the trial shifted from science to something far more dangerous. The man who couldn't break the science tried to break the sister. Jenna took the stand and told the jury how she found Ava, how the wax cracked under her hands, how what was inside wasn't hollow, how she recognized the butterfly tattoo before she even saw the face. She pointed to the photos on the screen. She identified her sister without hesitation. Then John Beck stood. He didn't raise his voice. He narrowed the room. You were terminated from your job by Dr. Lang, correct? Yes, and you were angry about that. I was devastated about finding my sister in his house. You've been treated for mental health conditions in the past, depression and anxiety, correct? I've lived through years of grief. That's not an answer. Have you been treated for depression? Yes, and you admit you damaged one of his art pieces. It was an accident. You broke it. Yes or no? Yes. You signed a confidentiality agreement when you were hired. Yes. And after being fired, you violated that agreement by contacting police, media, and victim families. I was trying to expose the truth. You were trying to destroy his life because you lost your job. That's not why. Beck didn't respond. He simply turned back toward his table. No further questions. Jenna stepped down feeling smaller than when she stood up. Like her grief had just been boxed and labeled as motive. Like the truth had been twisted into revenge. Once again, they weren't questioning the monster. They were questioning the woman who found him. If the hero of the case can be made to look unstable, what chance does truth really have? And the very next witness was about to introduce something that John Beck could not cross-examine away. When facts couldn't save him, Lang hid behind paperwork. The defense phase stretched for weeks. A parade of experts took the stand: professors, former medical suppliers, anatomical brokers. They spoke about legal cadaver programs, about how medical schools discard remains, about how preserved bodies can pass through dozens of hands before reaching a collector. Beck stacked the courtroom with documentation, decades of purchase orders, shipping records, storage invoices. My client bought these remains openly, Beck repeated, for over 20 years, through legitimate channels. Reynolds didn't flinch. These records were created after the bodies were discovered, she said. They weren't business documents, they were cover stories. But dismantling the paper trail was brutal. The companies existed, the signatures matched. The dealers admitted they didn't ask many questions about sourcing. They only confirmed sales. That negligence doesn't belong to Dr. Lang, Beck said. He paid, they delivered. That's all the law requires. Time dragged, weeks folded into months. The jury's faces dulled with fatigue. The families aged in their seats. Lang leaned back in his chair like a man waiting for a delayed flight. Then June arrived, closing arguments. Reynolds rose first. "Do not let folders blind you," she told them. "Receipts don't erase bodies. Certificates don't erase patterns." She pointed toward the screen. 12 women vanished from one city, same profession, same age range, same racial profile, and every one of them was found preserved inside one house. She turned slowly toward Lang. "That is not coincidence. That is hunting." For the first time since Ava vanished, Jenna felt the room leaning toward the truth instead of away from it. The courtroom fell silent as John Beck stood for the final time. If paperwork couldn't erase 12 vanished lives, what could? The case was now balanced on language alone, truth versus persuasion, and as Beck began his closing, the fate of every family in that room shifted into a single question. Would the jury believe the pattern or the paper? The jury wasn't deciding guilt anymore. They were deciding which deaths would count. Beck's final words were calm, surgical. "They've proven possession," he said, "not murder. They've shown you bodies, but not a single crime scene tied to my client. No eyewitness, no confession, no uncontaminated DNA linking him to any act of killing. Suspicion is not a conviction. Dr. Lang is innocent." The jury disappeared behind closed doors for 4 days. On June 29th, they returned. The foreperson stood, hands trembling, guilty on 5 counts of first-degree murder, not guilty on 7 counts. A wave rippled through the courtroom. 5 families gasped in broken relief. 7 collapsed into fresh devastation. The guilty verdicts belonged to the strongest DNA cases, Ava, Tiana, Camila, and 2 others where the genetic material had survived time and preservation. The remaining 7 were too degraded for certainty. Lang's color drained instantly. His legal team moved at once, preparing the appeal before the echoes of the verdict even died. The system that once ignored Ava had now chosen to believe her. Sentencing came August 12th. 5 life sentences, back to back, no parole. The judge did not soften his words. "You targeted vulnerability," he said. "You erased young lives and displayed the evidence as trophies. You showed no remorse in discovery and no humanity in trial. You will spend the rest of your natural life behind bars." Lang was cuffed, led away without a word. Families collapsed into each other. Some sobbed with relief. Others cried because half their questions would now die unanswered. Justice had landed, but unevenly. Jenna remained seated in the back row. No tears, no celebration, just bone-deep exhaustion. 5 names had been spoken out loud. 7 still floated in uncertainty. What kind of justice leaves almost half the victims without answers? Before the courtroom could even clear, Lang's attorneys activated the appeal. Circumstantial evidence, corrupted DNA timelines, valid purchase documentation. The conviction stood, but its foundation was already under attack. And with the appeal clock officially started, the families faced the one outcome they feared most. This wasn't over. Jenna tried to move forward. She found a steady job managing a retail store. She earned $19,000 a year. She scraped together enough to rent a small 1-bedroom apartment. It was hers alone. Slowly, she rebuilt some stability. By 2026, she regained custody of her daughter. They were together again. They lived a modest life, but the shadow of Dr. Lang's lawsuits loomed over them. His persistent legal team loomed too. Even free of Lang's immediate reach, could Jenna ever feel safe? Could she ever feel truly free? Every Sunday she visited Ava's grave. Flowers in hand, she sat and whispered to her sister. "I found you," she said. "I never stopped looking. I found you." The system that ignored Ava at first now watched over Jenna, but not completely. Civil lawsuits over her NDA violations still drained her finances. The estate's lawyers claimed she owed millions. They claimed she owed it for the loss of value to Lang's collection. Jenna couldn't afford a lawyer. She was drowning. If uncovering the truth cost everything, was it really worth it? The other families had closure. Tiana Matthews, Camila Torres, Hannah Clark, Morgan Lee, Amara Jackson. They were buried, mourned, remembered. But 7 of the victims remained unknown. Dr. Lang refused to reveal their identities. DNA hadn't confirmed their names. Those families were still left searching. They were still hoping, still waiting. Even years later, the story wasn't finished. Justice was partial. Justice was fragile. Justice was incomplete. And as the federal appeal dragged on, Jenna knew the nightmare could return. A new trial, a reversal, or the truth buried once again under law and money. Could the system ever protect the victims? Could it even protect her? Jenna sometimes thinks about the others, the women whose lives ended too soon. She got answers, but they didn't. Is that fair? No. Life rarely is. Justice rarely is. The system, never. Even with Lang behind bars, can justice ever truly be complete? Dr. Lang sits in prison. Yet his lawyers continue to fight. Money shields him. Influence protects him. And the system drags on. Jenna is still struggling. She is still broke. She is still haunted. She found her sister. But the price was everything else. The same legal system that ignored Ava for years is still shaping Jenna's life. Today is December 20th, 2027. Jenna is 33. She still works at the retail store. She still lives in her 1-bedroom apartment. She is still paying off debts from endless legal battles. Dr. Lang is 73. He is in maximum security. He is still appealing. He is still claiming innocence. The civil lawsuit still hangs over her head. $2 million she doesn't have. It threatens to take everything again. If the system can't protect the victims or their families, how can it ever protect the truth? Still, she moves forward. She has her daughter. She has her mother. She has the families who became friends through shared grief. And she has Ava's memory. Every Sunday, she goes to Silver Spring Cemetery, Plot 42. She brings flowers. She sits. She talks. "I found you, Jazz," she whispers. "I never stopped looking. I found you, and I'd do it again. Even knowing what it cost, I'd do it again. Some things are more important than money, more important than stability, more important than peace. Some things you just have to do, even if it destroys you. Even if it costs everything, even if no one thanks you, you do it anyway, because it's right, and that has to be enough. The fight isn't over. The appeals continue. The civil case looms. Some victims remain unnamed. Jenna knows the nightmare could return. Will the system ever truly deliver justice, or will she have to keep fighting forever, with nothing guaranteed but her resolve? Jenna sometimes thinks about the other women, the women whose lives were stolen, the ones whose identities were never confirmed. She has her answers for Ava, but the others remain unknown. It's a weight she carries silently. Dr. Lang remains in prison. His appeals drag on. The civil lawsuit against Jenna is still unresolved. It is a constant reminder of everything she lost. She rebuilt parts of her life slowly. She has her daughter back. She has a small apartment of her own. She has a job that sustains them. It isn't perfect, but it is theirs. Every Sunday she visits Ava S.'s grave at Silver Spring Cemetery, Plot 42. She brings flowers. She sits for a while. She talks to her sister. "I found you, Jazz," she whispers. "I never stopped looking. I found you." Jenna knows the road she traveled changed her forever. She lost comfort, security, and peace. But she found truth. She found justice. She found her sister. In that, she carries both sorrow and quiet strength, a reminder that even in the darkest circumstances, love and perseverance can endure. If you want to follow Jenna's story and see how other cold cases were solved, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. And don't miss our next video, where we dive into another mysterious disappearance that shocked an entire town.